here with Annabelle and Leigh from Circus 66. Woo! So guys, you want to tell us a little bit about the band to start off with?
Sure. So we're a four-piece. We're from South England. What we really are is a bit of everything. We are, yeah, most people call it bluesy rock, but there's elements of funk in it. There's a bit of greasy rock in it, you know, all out, bums out, southern rock, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
It's got a bit of everything, so, you know, it'll tickle everybody's pickle. Hey.
We are pickle ticklers.
Oh, I love that. That should be your kind of slogan.
Circus 66, the pickle ticklers.
God, I don't think Matt would approve, but hey.
Don't worry.
So you guys have just finished. You just finished recording your album.
Pretty much, yes. So we have just finished the keyboards on one of our final songs. So we just got a few tweaks to do. Most of it is with the mixing and mastering process. So all that's really left to do is just a few tweaks and stuff. And then we got to sort out some pitch and whatnot. So yeah, it's coming along, sounding good. We just with the lockdown, we've just basically had a bit more time to work out what we want to do. We wanted to change a few bits here and there because we had more time to think about it. So that's what we've been doing.
Get things finalised together.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because how for you guys has this whole kind of lockdown pandemic situation been? Because obviously it's given, like you say, it's given you a bit more time to kind of think about things maybe and be creative in a different way. But how's it been like overall for you guys?
I don't know. I mean, for myself speaking, it was weird at the start. I mean, I worked from home and I just found it can get to you if you don't keep yourself busy. That's the thing. I reckon, you know, because a lot of people, I understand, suffer from anxiety, depression and things like that, which I suffer with. So I found the best way to do it is to, well, bury yourself in what you love. I mean, apart from obviously working, if you don't have that, not a problem. Just try to find something that you can pour your soul into. And I think that's what could majorly help you get through it, because, you know, you get up and you look forward to doing something because, you know, you love doing it. I mean, this is where arts and crafts and all kinds of things, music comes in, because a lot of my friends, they like all artsy stuff, and then a lot of my friends also do music, or not as you know, as far as oh, I'm going to be in a band, but you know, they pick up a guitar that haven't been picked up on forever, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to learn a new riff. I'm going to do this, and it gets you through it. And then you think back, you're like, God, I did this, and this is great, you know.
Yeah,
and I think that's very similar to me as well. When we started lockdown, even I, being the drummer in the band, I picked up a guitar and started playing a few bits and pieces here. I think it just allowed us a bit of time that we needed, because we were so busy with gigs and stuff, a little bit of time we needed just to be really creative and try new things, you know, and some of that's made the album, you know, some little bits and pieces. So going back to my last point, I think it's just really helped us.
That's really interesting, because obviously I mean, the gig side of it is terrible, and obviously a lot of people have been struggling in that respect. But from my point of view as well, I feel like it's been creatively quite beneficial, because it's allowed me a bit of time. You know, we're all, you know what it's like as people in the entertainment industry, you're rushing around in 100 different directions all at once, and it's given a little bit of time to just kind of chill for me, like, and let the creativity flow. I don't know if that's how you guys feel about it.
Yeah, I think so. I think with us, because we weren't able to get into the studio and play music and write songs together at the beginning, we just all did it separately and sent our ideas into WhatsApp or that, and said, what do you think of this? So we really got to know each other as individual artists a bit more.
Oh, that's so cool. That's a really nice way of doing it. So do you think it's kind of changed your creative process at all?
Yeah, and in a way it has, because it allowed us to open up a little bit more vulnerably with each other when it comes to giving ideas. Because, you know, you think about an idea before you present it and you think, God, do I want to do that? Because it's something, it's something within yourself that you have to be okay with before you present. A lot of people tend to sort of be very mediocre about it. You think, do you know what? Now let's skip it. It's not that good of an idea, you know? And when everything that's been slowed down, and you kind of think, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it. Like what people say, YOLO. Like I'm gonna sit, like, because if I don't, it's gonna get lost, and then that idea will never come back. So even if it's something silly, or it's something, it could be something you think is silly, but others are like, God, why didn't I think of that? That's a great idea. And it allowed us to sort of give our thoughts about everything, how we approach things. Like a lot of with recording, for example, we did a lot of bulk recording, and it was vocal. So it was a little bit stressful at the beginning. And Matt's not here to tell you, but God, he had so much patience for me, because I found it so disheartening at first, like, because not because he's said something wrong to me or horribly. It was only to do with how I listened back, and I'm like, why am I not good enough, you know? Like, and it just kind of killed me a little bit. I thought, right, you know what, why am I even a singer? At this point, I had moments like that, and he encouraged me to go, dude, nah, you're gonna do this, you're fine, just, you know, just push a little bit harder, I know you can do this. And it allowed, from my personal perspective, it allowed me to open up, to be like, I'm so sorry, I'm breaking down about this, but I'm gonna get this, I'm good. And allowed me to be vulnerable a little bit more with the way I sing, because now I went out of my comfort zone completely and achieved something I wasn't able to before, because I just allowed myself to do it because I felt like I can. And the guys like Luke and Lee, they listen back and they're like, God, you haven't done this before. And I'm like, I know, I just, you know what, it happened, and I just opened up a little bit more. It made things, put a lot of things into perspective where I was holding back and stuff.
And it really shows, just to elaborate on that, some of the vocals that we've had back that Anna's recorded. There's notes there that when she gets older, she's never going to be able to reach the notes again. They are insane, honestly.
It's okay, I've still got about 10 years on my belt to go, so it's all good.
We're so happy that record was pressed when she hit the notes, because they are just insane. Yeah, we're really excited.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
I love that. So do you think in, like, it's made you, even though you guys have obviously been apart for a lot of lockdown, like all of us have, do you think it's brought you closer as a band?
Yeah, definitely.
Again, I think it's just having more time, you know, we could just chat about everything, you know, we're checking in, how you doing, you know, rather than, guys, we've got a gig, we need to rehearse, come on, you know, there's a lot more time to get to know each other.
Take the piss out of each other, send memes.
And you know, at the start of lockdown, you know, on my Facebook, all my social media and all that, all bands are out there doing live streams like every week. We weren't doing that. We didn't do any live streams at all, actually. We were just trying to work out how we can manipulate things in the studio and have that new creative process and new ideas, write them down. We used the time, what we thought was wisely. We didn't need to rehearse for a live stream or anything like that. We wanted to utilize that time, and I think we've done what we can. Yeah.
I mean, you know, this, as far as you can push it, this has been, you know, a blessing. I mean, a blessing and a curse at the same time.
100%.
But you know, we made it work for ourselves, because yes, we missed the stage. Trust me when I say this. All four of us think, my God, what's it like to be on stage again? Like, you know, was it? Yeah, we've. I think when I say this, I speak for all of us to say that we miss the feeling, like the atmosphere, people cheering, all this kind of stuff. Like the whole, you know, getting together in a venue and everyone's having a great time, drinking pissy beer, and we're just having a good time all around.
Not only that as well, it's part of our community. Like bands like, you know, yourselves, like we met you at a gig, you know, we enjoyed talking to you, we've enjoyed playing with you. The same as other guys, other bands we meet all the time on the road, they become your friends and you learn from them and they learn from you. So we're missing out on that chunk of things as well.
Yeah,
it's
which
a
sucks.
thing, isn't it? It's kind of that networking thing of, you know, places like music venues and pubs that put on bands regularly, original bands especially, it's that kind of networking place where you meet other people who are doing the same thing as you. So it's, you know, it's really important that we kind of keep that. And I think we've all had to find new ways to network during this whole thing. But it's we've kind of lost that in some ways, haven't we? Do you know what I mean?
But hopefully once things do get back to normal, more or less, or whatever's the new normal going to be, hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully a lot of people will realize that we took a lot of things for granted, such as, for example, going to gigs, because it was, oh, there's like gigs everywhere, left, right, here and center. It was taken for granted. We should have gone, because now you know how much you're missing out. You're like, oh my god, you know what? I need some loudness in my ears. I miss my ears ringing after an evening out, listening to bands and stuff. And I'm like, where's it ringing?
And that's the whole saying: if you don't know what you're missing until it's gone, right? Here we are.
Absolutely.
Hopefully this will pick it up, and when things do start to build up again and back to normal, festivals are going to be packed, people are going to be going to places and making the time to go see the bands, because that's what you need to do. Because before it was again taken for granted. Oh, I'll do it another time. Mate, it may not happen again, will it now?
Mate.
Mate.
I think you're right. I think we might appreciate, you know, what we had much more after this whole thing is hopefully over eventually. You know, you guys haven't played any gigs up until this point, have you, during kind of the pandemic period?
We've had a lot of gigs moved, rescheduled later on in the year, and then they moved again. I think we've had one in London, Islington, since March time, and I think they've moved it around about 6 times. And now it's just sort of a bit of on a pause, or it might be scheduled in December at some point.
Oh no, that's the one, and that's a different one. There's something going on in December that we've got.
Yeah, we've got one. We've potentially got.
I saw that you were at the Islington on the 5th of December. Is that the same one?
Yeah, you probably know more than us. Yeah.
I'm usually good at this. No, I'm not.
So
that's a lie.
That is one that's moved a few times. And we've got one, a local one to us in Basingstoke at the White Hart, scheduled in December as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's where we met.
Yeah.
Yes, but, it is.
We don't know yet. We're still waiting on 100% confirmation. It's going to be, if we do it, a stripped back acoustic set that we're planning at the moment. So that's what it's going to be. It would be like a booking process. You come in, you have your table reserved for you. There's no entry fee or anything like that. And it's obviously limited capacity. That's the bit that I think most venues are struggling with, is the fact that they can't get their usual punters in to fill up their beer tabs and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of venues have either shut down or close their doors permanently or impermanently, and it's sad to see a lot of this go, because there's so many good venues that have been closed down. I'm just absolutely appalled by the fact that this is something that's not been looked into, because there's going to be more, and it's going to happen.
It's happening weekly.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking, because there's obviously the Big Red was shut permanently. Most recent one that I was really upset about is the Roadhouse in Covent Garden. That was an iconic place. I mean, I used to even work there. I used to sing there. I used to work there. It was like a home away from home, and it's got one of the best memories. For it. And it's just so sad to see such an iconic place to just be forever shut, because it's not just for us. It's like, for example, a lot of my friends who are flaring bartenders, they're performers in their own way, because they did flaring competitions, and there were just something out of this world. It was amazing just to be in that presence. And that's gone as well. It was the house of flaring, and
you just don't realize how many people it affects, job wise.
Yeah.
Even people like security guards on the doors, bits and pieces like that. There's so much that goes into it. All these theatre shows as well up in London. Yeah. I've seen loads of venues up north that's been affected as well. It's just not okay. But that's the reason why we're here, right?
Exactly. Yeah. To try and help if we can, raise some extra money for those venues that are struggling. because it's just so, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? Especially like you were saying, Anna, like when one of these venues shuts that you felt like is your home for a while, either creatively or, you know, working there, or even just going there to watch gigs. It feels like a home. And there's, up and down the country, so many of us in the music industry feel like that. So we want to save them as much as we can. We want them to open their doors again. And like you say, places like the Roadhouse, it's a crying shame that such an iconic venue would be under such risk that they'd have to shut because of this. So that is why we are here trying to help. So you guys are going to send me a video. Are you yes. Where's it coming from? Which venue are you playing in?
So we were a little bit, you know, had a bit of a debate over what we wanted to do, and in the end we decided to go for the Star Inn in Guildford.
Oh, cool.
So these guys are really cool. It's a really cool little venue. They've got a room called the Back Room, which is at the back of their cosy old pub. The main reason why we wanted to do this venue was because not so long ago, they've only just won a court case about permanently being shut anyway. This is before lockdown. There was a lot of noise complaints from neighbours and everything like that. And it's such an iconic venue. You know, this is where the Stranglers, you know, were found. At the Star Inn in Guildford. So a venue like this for us means a lot to us. They were kind enough to let us shoot our first music video there as well. That's where 1,000 Miles from Home was shot. And we just think they could really benefit with a bit more support after, you know, once being shut down before with the noise complaints, and secondly, now they can't put on any shows at the moment. They've just got to rely on a few of the local punters, you know, if they're in there, I don't know, sell 50 to 100 pints a day, you know, they're not going to get a lot of money to stay open. It costs a lot of money to rent these places out. Landlords are struggling, and we think these guys could really do with our help.
Oh, that's so lovely. And I love that it's a place that you feel like you've got a personal connection to as well, because that's so important that we support these venues. That's brilliant. I'll contact them and be like, hey guys, Circus.
Do you remember us?
It's really nice when you contact a venue and say that a band's nominated them, and they're like, oh my god, that's so nice. Like it's I think it makes them I think it just makes them feel thought about, you know, and that there's people out there thinking about these venues at the moment and trying to help at least. Right, guys, well, that, I think we've covered most of my questions. So I'm doing this, that you're my first interview. So that's really exciting.
Hey.
Yeah, I know, you're the first interview that I've done with a band so far. I've got a few more lined up, but you're my first one. So thank you so much. At the end of interviews, it's a 2-minute challenge. Basically, how many questions can you answer in 2 minutes? Some of them will they're all like pretty much one-word answers. They're nothing like hard or anything. Some of them are about the band. Some of them are like personal, but not like personal, but you know, kind of just opinions.
Okay.
Are you up for it? Do you want to see how many questions you can get?
Do it.
Okay,
Yes.
Let's start the timer. Let's go. Okay, we're going to take it in turns. Okay, so one question each, and we're just going to take it in turns.
All right, I'll go first.
All right, your 2 minutes starts.
Oh god.
Now, favorite band?
Oh my god, AC/DC.
Okay, favorite venue, Leigh?
Star Inn Guildford.
What's the best gig you've ever played?
The Big Red.
Leigh, who's your favorite band member?
Oh, Annabelle, obviously.
She's lying.
Anna, what's the biggest crowd you've ever played to?
The one in High Wycombe, I would imagine. It was the festival that we did.
Maidenhead Festival or something.
No, not the Maidenhead one. The Wycombe Antelope Festival.
Antelope.
Oh,
that's it.
Nice. Okay, Leigh, how many followers do you have on Instagram?
Oh, me personally, about
No,
500.
the band.
And what?
The
Oh,
band.
fuck knows.
I don't remember. I think about 2,000 we've got.
Maybe less.
Maybe less.
I think we follow 2,000.
Anna, what's your favorite song ever?
Oh God. I'm sorry, Matt. Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Leigh, how many instruments do you play?
3.
Anna, who's the most annoying band member?
I'm sorry.
It's me.
That one.
I can answer that.
But
Okay, Leigh.
it's cute. It's fine. We love it.
In
It's
a nice
adorable.
way, in a nice way. Leigh, who's the best band you've supported?
Ooh. Skin Dread.
Anna, what's your favourite of your songs?
What of ours?
Yeah.
One of ours.
Yeah.
Oh God. Monster so far.
And that is 2 minutes.
Boom.
Let me count you up. 1, 2. So at the moment you're winning.
That was so difficult.
It's
Tough
hard, isn't it?
competition.
Answers pop up and you're like,
I know.
So hard.
So guys, thank you so much for talking with me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I can't wait to see you guys for real again and see you play. Hopefully I can pop up to the White Hart if that gig goes ahead in December, which would be great.
Sounds good.
And then I'll pop all your social media obviously in with this and yeah, when do you know when have you got a date for your new album?
Not yet. We're currently working out potentially releasing a single beforehand, so keep your eyes peeled. But albums, it's going to be after Christmas, so just keep your eye out for the early New Year.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.